Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, and our focus is on a small yet highly sought-after treasure, the 1966 United States 1-cent coin. You might think of pennies as just pocket change, but some rare varieties of this 1966 Lincoln cent can be worth a staggering amount of money. If you have an old penny from 1966 lying around, don't overlook it just yet. It could be worth way more than just 1 cent. Stay tuned because we'll reveal just how much the rarest versions of this coin have sold for. Now, let's take a closer look at the history, design, and the key factors that make the 1966 Lincoln penny such a prized collectible. First, let's talk about the design of the coin. The obverse, front, side of the 1966 penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The words, "In God We Trust," appear above his head, while "Liberty" is inscribed to the left. On the right side, you'll find the year 1966, marking the year of minting. Flipping the coin over to the reverse, back, side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the earlier wheat ears design in 1959. This side also features the words United States of America at the top, with the Latin phrase E pluribus unum just below it, meaning out of many, one. The bottom of the coin prominently displays its denomination, 1 cent. Now, let's talk about something very interesting, the minting process of the 1966 Lincoln penny. In 1965, 1966, and 1967, the U.S. Mint did not use mint marks on any coins. This means that all 1966 pennies, regardless of where they were struck, whether at the Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco Mint, look the same. This decision was made by the U.S. Mint to discourage coin hoarding during a period when the country was facing a coin shortage. Despite this, not all 1966 pennies are the same, and some rare varieties can be extremely valuable. So, what makes a 1966 penny worth big money? Rare mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1966 pennies are those with minting mistakes. These include double die errors. This occurs when the design on the coin is accidentally stamped twice, causing a slight doubling effect on letters or numbers. Coins with a strong double die error can be worth a significant amount of money. Off-center strikes. If a penny was misaligned during minting, part of the design may appear shifted or off-center. The greater the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin. Clipped planchet error. Some 1966 pennies were struck on incomplete metal blanks, leading to a clipped or misshaped appearance. These unusual errors are highly collectible. Missing letters or weak strikes. Some coins have faint or missing letters due to a weak strike, making them unique and desirable for collectors. High-grade coins. The value of any coin skyrockets if it is in mint condition. A 1966 penny graded MS-65 or higher, meaning it has never been used and is in near-perfect condition, can fetch thousands of dollars at auctions. Special proof-like strikes. Although official proof coins were not minted in 1966, some coins have a brilliant, proof-like finish due to exceptional striking quality. These rare specimens can command premium prices. Now, let's answer the question everyone is waiting for. How much is a rare 1966 Lincoln penny really worth? If you are lucky enough to own a high-grade, uncirculated version, or a coin with a significant error, you could be looking at a value of $33,000. Yes, you heard that right, $33,000 for a single 1966 penny. So, before you spend that old penny, take a moment to inspect it closely. It could be the hidden treasure that changes your life. Today, we have an exciting topic for you, the 1967 United States 1 cent coin. You might think that a penny from 1967 is just another old coin, but what if I told you that some rare versions of this coin could be worth a small fortune? Yes, you heard that right. Some lucky collectors have discovered special varieties of the 1967 penny that are worth way more than just 1 cent. In fact, we'll reveal a jaw-dropping price at the end of this video, so make sure to stick around. Let's start by taking a closer look at the history and design of the 1967 Lincoln penny. The obverse, front, of the coin features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used on the penny since 1909. It was created by Victor David Brenner to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday. Above his head, we see the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left, the word "Liberty" is engraved, and the year 1967 is displayed on the right side. Now, turning to the reverse, back, side, we find the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the previous wheat penny design in 1959. The words, "United States of America," appear at the top, with the Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," just below it, meaning, out of many, one. The bottom of the coin boldly states its denomination, 1 cent. One interesting fact about the 1967 penny is that it was struck during a unique time in U.S. history. From 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint did not use mint marks on any of its coins. This means that all 1967 pennies look the same, regardless of whether they were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The reason behind this decision was to prevent coin hoarding, as there was a shortage of coins in circulation during this period. However, not all 1967 pennies are equal, and some rare varieties have become highly valuable over time. So, what makes a 1967 Lincoln penny worth big money? 1. Mint errors. Some of the most valuable 1967 pennies are those with rare mistakes made during the minting process. These include double die errors. This occurs when the design is imprinted twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on letters and numbers. Coins with a strong double die error can be extremely valuable. Off-center strikes. If the coin was misaligned during minting, the design may appear shifted. The greater the off-center error, the more valuable the coin. Clipped planchet error. This happens when a portion of the coin is missing because it was cut from an incomplete metal blank. These odd-shaped pennies are rare and sought after by collectors. Missing letters or weak strikes. Some coins were not struck properly, resulting in faded or missing letters. These unique defects add to a coin's value. 2. High-grade coins. The condition of a coin plays a huge role in its value. A 1967 penny in mint state, MS 65 or higher, meaning it has never been used and remains in pristine condition, can sell for thousands of dollars. 3. Special satin finish coins. While regular circulation pennies were struck for everyday use, the U.S. Mint also produced a limited number of special mint set, SMS, pennies in 1967. These have a satin-like finish and are highly collectible, especially if they are in perfect condition. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. How much is a rare 1967 Lincoln penny worth today? If you happen to own a high-grade, uncirculated version, or one with a significant mint error, you could be looking at a value of $43,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $43,000 for a single 1967 penny. So, before you overlook that old penny in your collection, take a closer look. It could be worth a fortune. We're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1970 United States 1-cent coin. You might think a penny is just small change, but some rare versions of this coin have sold for an incredible amount of money. Stick around until the end because we'll reveal just how much one of these rare pennies is worth. You won't believe it. Let's start with the design and history of the 1970 Lincoln penny. On the obverse, front, side, we see the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday. Above Lincoln's head, we see, "In God We Trust." To the left, the word "Liberty" is clearly inscribed, and to the right, we have the year 1970 along with a mint mark, depending on where the coin was struck. Turning to the reverse, back, side, we find the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the old wheat penny design in 1959. At the top, we see the words "United States of America," and just below that, the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum," which means, out of many, one. At the bottom, of course, is the denomination, 1 cent. Now, here's what makes the 1970 penny so special: not all of them are created equal. Some rare varieties and mint errors can make these pennies extremely valuable. Let's take a look at the key factors that determine whether your 1970 Lincoln penny is worth big money. 1. Mint marks matter. The 1970 penny was struck at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced both regular circulation pennies and proof coins. Some of the rarest and most valuable 1970 pennies come from the San Francisco Mint, especially those with unique varieties. Point 2. The famous 1970 small date versus large date. One of the most well-known varieties of this coin is the 1970 small date penny. This variety is incredibly rare, and collectors pay big money for it. So, how can you tell if you have a small date 1970 penny? The numbers in the date appear more level and evenly aligned. The 7 in 1970 is lower than the other numbers. The word Liberty appears slightly weaker due to a lighter strike. If you have a 1970 small date penny, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. 3. Mint errors that make this coin valuable. Some 1970 pennies have minting mistakes, which make them incredibly rare and valuable. Here are a few errors that could make your penny worth a small fortune. Double die obverse, DDO. Some 1970 pennies have noticeable doubling on the letters "In Liberty" or "In God We Trust." These double die errors are highly sought after. Off-center strikes. If the design is misaligned, it creates a unique and collectible error. Clipped planchet. Some 1970 pennies were struck on improperly cut metal blanks, leaving a piece of the coin missing. Floating roof error. Some 1970 pennies have a barely visible connection between the Lincoln Memorial roof and the columns, making them rare. Point 4. Condition is key. A high-grade 1970 penny can be worth significantly more than a worn-out one. If your coin is in mint condition, MS 65 or higher, or is a proof penny with a perfect strike, collectors will pay top dollar for it. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. How much is a rare 1970 Lincoln penny worth today? If you happen to own a high-grade, uncirculated version or one with a significant mint error, you could be looking at a value of $53,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $53,000 for a single 1970 penny. So, before you toss that old penny aside, take a closer look. It might just be worth a fortune. We're diving into a fascinating piece of American currency, the 1979 United States half dollar. You might have seen this coin in circulation, but did you know that some rare versions of this half dollar could be worth a small fortune? Yes, it's true. Some collectors have paid huge amounts for certain 1979 Kennedy half dollars, and today, we'll tell you exactly what to look for. Stay with me until the end because you won't believe how much one of these coins has sold for. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar is part of a long-running series that began in 1964, just months after President John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination. The American people wanted to honor their beloved president, and what better way than placing his iconic profile on one of the most widely used coins? Ever since then, the Kennedy half dollar has remained a symbol of American history and a favorite among collectors. Now, let's talk about the design of this coin. On the obverse, front, side, you'll see the bold portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. Above his head, the word Liberty is inscribed, while below his chin, you'll find "In God We Trust" and the year 1979. Flipping it over to the reverse, back, side, you'll notice the presidential seal, an impressive design featuring a bald eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. Surrounding the eagle, the words "United States of America" and "half dollar" are clearly inscribed. Now, let's talk about where these coins were made and how that affects their value. The 1979 Kennedy half dollar was produced at 3 different U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. Proof versions. Most of these coins were struck in copper nickel rather than silver, but certain rare error coins or proof versions can bring in huge prices. So, what makes a 1979 half dollar valuable? Mint errors. Some of the most expensive 1979 Kennedy half dollars have rare minting errors. These include double die errors. This means the lettering or Kennedy's profile has been struck twice, creating a slight but noticeable doubling effect. Off-center strikes. If the coin was struck incorrectly, causing part of the design to be off-center, it can become a highly valuable collector's item. Wrong planchet errors. Some coins were accidentally struck on a foreign planchet, giving them an unusual color or weight. Proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced special proof coins, which have a mirror-like finish and are usually more valuable than regular circulated coins. If you come across a 1979 S-proof half-dollar in flawless condition, it could be worth significantly more. High-grade coins. The condition of the coin matters a lot. Coins that have been well preserved and graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services can sell for thousands of dollars. The fewer scratches and blemishes, the more valuable the coin. Now, the big question: how much can a rare 1979 half-dollar be worth? If you happen to own a high-grade uncirculated version, a rare mint error, or a special proof variety, you could be looking at a jaw-dropping value of $27,000. Yes, you heard that right. $27,000 for a single 1979 Kennedy half-dollar. So, start checking your coin collections, because you might be holding onto a hidden treasure without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting update about valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.